24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. That's what we're blessed with every day. Think about it. That must be a lot of time, isn't it? Take a closer look. Is it really a lot of time? If it is a lot of time, why do we still catch ourselves wondering where all this time has gone? Time is our most precious resource. It's even more valuable than money. We can't say, oh, I'll save up all of my time and use it later. Time that is lost is gone forever. To make matters more interesting, there's a lot of people, things that are constantly fighting for our most precious resource, our time. Sometimes, if we're not careful, we find out that we have very little, if any, time left at the end of the day. Of the 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds, the one that matters the most is the one in your control, your time. So it's crucial that we fight to regain control of our time because our productivity depends on this. If we don't have time to work on our goals and our dreams, then we won't achieve much. So today, stay with me as we learn 3 major tips that will help us regain control of our time so we can maximize our productivity this year and beyond. Stay with me. My name is Tunde Kukoyi and I share useful knowledge to help people maximize their passion and purpose so they can enjoy fulfillment in their personal and professional lives. The first tip that I'll be talking about on how we can regain control of our time is intentionality. We need to be intentional on how we spend our time. This means that we need to have definite plans on how we intend to spend our time. One of the greatest thinkers that ever lived, a Greek philosopher named Aristotle, said, "Nature abhors a vacuum." And what this means is that nature generally does not tolerate empty spaces. If an empty space is found by nature, it will find a way to fill it up with things. And the same thing goes for your schedule. If you do not make plans for your schedule, nature will find a way to fill it up with something. Time that is not planned for is filled up with unplanned events. You need to be deliberate and make plans for your work time, your family time, your rest time, your leisure time. Because if you don't, someone else will come and make plans for you and you find out that you're no longer in control of your time. So the first tip on how to regain control of your time is to be intentional. The second tip that I'd like to talk about is learning to say no. How difficult can it be in saying that 2-letter word, no? No, 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 no. I understand that sometimes it's difficult saying no. And in such situations, a useful strategy might be saying, maybe not this time, maybe some other time. But in essence, what you're still saying is no. A major reason why many of us do not have time for ourselves is because we've taken on too many tasks imposed on us by work, family, friends, and sometimes by ourselves, and it's become too heavy to carry. So we need to learn to say no to some of these tasks. For some people, the major reason that why they find it difficult saying no is the fear of missing out. If you're really serious about your productivity, you need to be comfortable with missing out. You don't have to partake of everything that is going on in the world. A popular concept in the time management sphere is the concept of to-do list. If for people that have not learned to say no, their to-do list usually spans from top to bottom, and it's become the bane of their lives. It's become a source of frustration and anxiety. If you want to be more productive, you don't need a to-do list. You probably need a not to-do list. You need to think of things that you need to stop doing, things you need to say no to. So if you want to be more productive, like I've said, learn to say no. Sometimes it'll be to all the cool stuff happening in the world. It could be to family, it could be to friends. Sometimes it could be to yourself. If you want to be more effective, learn to say no more often. The third tip that I would like to talk about is learning to prioritize. The best way I can illustrate this is with a story. This is a well-known story of a philosopher who went into a classroom with a glass jar, something similar to this. And on his hand, he had some pebbles and then he had some sand. So what did he do? At first, he took some sand and he filled the glass jar with sand, like this. After he filled it with sand, then he had the pebbles in his hand. And he tried to put the pebbles in there, but there was no space for the pebbles. And then he tried something else. He filled the glass jar with the pebbles instead. And when it was full, he asked his students, "Is there any more space in this?" And they said no. He then took the sand and started pouring it in like this, and was able to fit the sand as well. And then he asked them, "What lesson can you learn from this?" And some said, "Well, it just shows that you might be able to fit more things into something." But he said no. The lesson is this: the glass jar is your life, the time you have in your life. And the pebbles are the priorities of your life, the most important things of your life. Things like your family, your health, your career. You need to fill the glass jar first with the most important things before you start filling with the things that are less important, the things that make up the sand. So that's the lesson to learn when it comes to priority. You need to make space for the most important things in your life first. And when you've done that, that is when you should start considering the things that are of less importance, that are of less value in your life. Which of these 3 tips resonates the most with you? Which of them are you perhaps looking to start in this new year? Is it being intentional, learning to say no, or prioritizing? Drop me a comment in the comment section below and I'll be sure to send you a reply. Thanks once again for watching this video. I hope I was able to add some value to you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.